Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very clean and simple card project for you guys with a simple beautiful die cut focal point and a very beautiful sentiment which is so very grateful. This would be perfect for your Thanksgiving projects or just your thank you cards. Now the die set here I'm using is the Autumn Arrangements, which is from the Sweet Wishes released by Simon Says. Before we get started, I would really appreciate if you could take a minute to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Now, here's the Autumn Arrangement die set. Now, this is a very beautiful focal point and would be perfect for all your fall projects, Thanksgiving projects. And if you take a look at this die set, you will see that all of these images are in one die set. They are not separate leaves and pumpkins and flowers. They are all in one cluster. This is something that I really love about these die sets because I can then cut out the small die cut pieces using some white cardstock and ink blend it according to the color layout that I prefer on my card fronts. Now, if you're someone who likes to cut out colored cardstocks, then again, you could run it multiple times through your die cutting machine and create beautiful focal points for your card. Now, whenever I'm ink blending on such tiny little die cut pieces, I like to use my Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Matte. Now, this is perfect for ink blending because even though these pieces are really tiny, I wouldn't be able to manage to hold them onto just piece of card paper or printer paper to ink blend. I like to have something tacky, so this is perfect for that. It holds the pieces quite well, and while we are ink blending, none of these pieces will move around. Now, as far as the colors, the choice of colors that I was planning on using here, I took the packaging of this die cut and that'll be my inspiration for the colors. Now, I'm using my Simon Says Positively Saturated inks to ink blend all of these leaves and flowers and the pumpkin. I like to use Perfection, Field and Pine. That is my favorite combination of greens when it comes to ink blending on leaves. I also have pucker, grapefruit, citrine, and cappuccino and sage to ink blend on the rest of the images. Now, if you're someone who likes using colored cardstock to die cut out your tiny little pieces, I think that would give beautiful results too. Now, to clean my tacky mat, I like to spray some water and clean it with a lint-free cloth. Here I'm using the Simon Says microfiber cloth. And you could also use the Simon Says Ultra Clean products and also maybe run it through some warm water in your sink. Now, ink staining here is very normal and will not affect the functionality of this mat. Well, to preserve this, I like to reapply the acetate front and back when not in use. And you could also, if you feel that it's not tacky anymore, you could run it under some warm soapy water and remove any lint or paper or fibers and dry immediately and then store it. Now, I wanted some shine and sparkle on my little die cut pieces, so I used some shimmer spray on them. And while that dries, let's work on our card background. Now, I wanted to create a very clean and simple card project here. So for the background, this is where my focal point will go. And I wanted to give some sort of color behind my focal point. So here I'm using pucker ink and just ink blending around the point where I know my focal point would go. Next, we will stamp our sentiment before adhering the focal point. I took the two-step simple leaf stamp set, which was part of the October card kit, the October Simon Says Stamp card kit, and I like to use my Simon Says Stamp grid transparency sheet to align my sentiments. I stamped this so very grateful sentiment using VersaFine Onyx Black ink and stamped it towards the left-hand corner of the circled or ink blended background. Now it's time to adhere our focal point. For the pumpkin, I used some foam tape just to pop it up a little bit. All of the other pieces I tucked in using some liquid glue. You could definitely cut all of these die cut pieces multiple times and create a very big bouquet or a big focal point, but my inspiration here was the one that is seen here on the packaging, and I kept it something similar to that. Now to die cut all of these little pieces, I like to use a heavyweight cardstock just so that I don't have to double up these die cuts. I use the Neenah 110-pound cardstock. Now that our focal point is done, all we have to do is mount this onto an A2 size note card. I use some double-sided tape to adhere this onto the note card. If you like dimension, you could definitely use some foam tape to add pop to your card. Well, for here, this card, I only popped up the pumpkin. Everything else lays flat on the card. For some shine and sparkle, I have the Prism Positively Dazzling gems. I absolutely love this gems, and this I feel complements perfectly with our focal point and the simplicity of this card. I also use some of those gems on the centers of our flowers. And here's a closer look at the card that we created today. I hope you had fun watching this video as much as I did creating this beautiful, clean and simple card project. All the supplies that I used to create this card will be linked down in the description box below. Note that all of these links are affiliate links, which means that if you shop using those links, I get a small commission at no cost to you guys. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you guys again in my next video with some fun, colorful projects. Until next time, stay safe.